Hello, welcome. Oh, that's not where I want it. Stop squeaking. All right, I'm here to talk about somebody that I actually was going to talk about at one point in time, but I scrapped the whole idea because I didn't want to sound like I was attacking a certain religious group. And I don't know if anybody's seen this guy. I'm kind of joking because like everybody should have seen this guy. But you cannot be this type of asshat and exist. It makes absolutely no sense. Now, there's multiple churches that are completely, like, they are the same. They are all the same. These mega churches I deem completely horrible and go against exactly what they preach. And, see, I had to go to church, and yes, more forced to, as a child. And it was supposed to, like, ingrain things with me, but all it did was make me hear a bunch of old ladies talk shit about other old ladies. I was one of those kids that took up the, what do you call it? The offering. I would take up the offering. I'd go around with the basket, and really all we did was, anyway, you just walk around and go, here, give me money, and that's pretty much it. And then you would count the money, you know, away from everybody, and you pretty much swore to God and all that is holy that you didn't steal from him. That's about it. And even in my church, being a small little bumpkin church, we still did decent things for people that walked in. Now, I only really remember of one because I did try to skip out on church for a little other reasons. Let's not talk about that. But we had an elderly lady. She came in. She was asking for help, genuinely asking for help. She was hysterical. It was a whole lot of crying, and everybody's like, "Oh, let's help this lady out." And obviously, everybody helped her. Now, from what I understand, my preacher, if he got paid, he didn't get paid a lot because he was retired. He was an ex-military guy that constantly talked about he would actually go talk to those that were in need. Now, I have to tell you, for years, I heard the same story, which was he talked to drug addicts, he talked to prostitutes. He was one of the few people I heard would go talk to the people in need, not like Kenneth Copeland, who actually just preaches about absolutely nothing. He's a big nothing burger. He just repeats things out of the Bible. Now, here's a funny thing. Happened at work. There was a guy. He was talking about a side job. He had a side job, basically. I can't even remember how he put it, but it was very disingenuous the way I heard it. And I was like, sounds weird. Now, everybody's got a side gig or a side hustle, but for you, side hustle, that's what it was. He said he had a side hustle. And it just didn't sound right. Something didn't click. And then I found out he was a preacher. His side hustle was being a preacher, and he uses all their money to buy brand new suits. Now, that's small shit compared to this pile of dung. This absolute asshat literally is just, he's scamming people. He's selling the word for profit. I grew up believing that, you know, a lot of the preachers were kind of like my preacher, where they didn't sell the Lord, they gave it away, and the money was always for the church. And see, that's where they get away with this. A lot of legal, mumbo jumbo. I understand it, but being able to repeat the what's going on is completely out of my league. I can understand it, but I could not tell you. So just know it's a lot of tax problems and a lot of legal shit where they got things signed over to the church, but not to themselves, but yet they were like over it, which makes it's very confusing. I hate it all, and I think this guy is an absolute asshat. But here's a clip I would like you to see.
Hey, sir. We'd just like to ask you about why you don't want to fly commercial. Why have you said that you won't fly commercial? You said that it's like getting into a tube with a bunch of demons. Why do you think that?
No, listen to me just a second. Of course. Not the people. The main reason is because of the need. If I flew commercial, I'd have to stop 65% of what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's him. That's Kenneth Copeland. You know, the old 65% more people need to be reached by me buying a fucking jet. So let me go ahead and spoil it for you. He's an absolute asshat. And he probably should just price 65% more. Maybe this wouldn't be a problem. But that's not even where it ends. Obviously, this is a long video, but I'm having to cut certain sections just from the early part of it because they're the ones that really just kind of caught my eye, really caught me off guard. I wouldn't say off guard, just more, it really caught me up in some anger and got my blood pressure pumped. So, yeah, here's another clip that I just think is pretty wild.
Very simple. It takes a lot of money to do what we do. We have brought over 100, let's see, the latest figures just came out. 122 million people to the Lord Jesus Christ.
What I think he meant to say in this shot was what we're supposed to do costs a lot of money. Of course, with what they do, it's hustling money from a bunch of cult followers at this point because it's no longer Christianity. I don't know if you notice on his wrist there, his glasses and his ring, it's all pure gold, and he's also driving away in that very expensive Escalade, and then you also got the fucking jet. So, and that's not even the end of it. You need to check this shit out, because this is where he gets real fucking Gollum-like.
Do you ever use your private jets to go visit your vacation homes, for example?
Yes, I do that.
Okay. Again, getting back to the comment, you said that you don't like to fly commercial because you don't want to get into a tube with a bunch of demons. Do you really believe that human beings are demons?
No, I do not. And don't you ever say I did. We wrestle not with flesh and blood, but principalities and powers.
Now, in fact, that was not me being a wizard at the computer. I'm not a super genius CGI expert, at least not that you need to know. But yeah, that changed from, oh yes, I have an answer for everything, to absolute lunacy. You could literally see at the point where he was pretty much taken over by the devil. And then right after that, that ghoulish smile definitely doesn't scream, he swallows the souls of children. And I know it comes as a little bit of a shock. I'm not trying to bully anybody that is of the Christian faith. I just think all of the people following him and, well, a few coarse others, you definitely shouldn't follow these people. They're just eating your money up and spending it where they want. Preaching is not something they want to do. It's something they feel like they have to do because it's where the money's at. You're not paying for the church anymore. You're paying to line his pockets, and you're absolutely insane if you do not see that. Now, I've tried to say, I'm not going to bash any political beliefs or Christian beliefs or any type of religious beliefs. Unless you're a flat earther, then I'm going to make fun of you a little. But this is not something that I think is really made fun of as much as this. This is mental illness on mass scale. You have somebody who just said he converted like 120 million people. That 120 million people just paid for more gold. Surprised his rims ain't solid gold. Surprised he doesn't have solid gold trim all inside that jet. And that's just so he can reach people more. These are the type of people that like feed into other people's fear. And they preach that there's something good at the end of the rainbow. But the thing is, that's not the good person. That's not the person you should follow. Like I said, I came from a small church, so it was a little bit easier to get behind the idea that a preacher isn't amassing millions of dollars and driving around in, a Range Rover. But this guy right here, the fact he picked a Cadillac is just because he didn't want to flex too hard. But don't forget, he's got that golden billion-dollar Rolex. Now, I think it's actually more sad that these people follow this man. And like I said, he's not the only one. I don't think I could fit the amount of rage I feel for these individuals suckering people into paying them large quantities of money to pretend that they're following the Bible. There was one of the guys that's in this little group of psychopaths that was screaming, yeah, they were talking trash, so I got them removed. Look at the watch you bought me. Look at the houses you bought me. I have 3 homes. You're preaching to a bunch of people that probably can't, well, no, actually being in those churches, they probably can afford 2 homes themselves. But it's just really bad that I know people that watch these people on TV and try to pretend that they're good people, and they're not. They're absolutely assholes. Now, I don't want to get too much more into this. I think I pretty much made my point, and yeah, I'm probably going to get a little hate for this. I probably will. I mean, not a lot of people's going to watch the whole video anyway. They're just going to see that, talk shit about Kenneth Copeland, and then they're going to raise their pikes and get their torches and all up at me. So, that's all I can say about this today. And yeah, that's about all I got to say about this. Y'all have a good one.